Welcome back to the BetCanada channel. I am Jeff Lloyd. Now, if anybody wants to go back in the archives just a couple of months ago, sitting down, myself, Katie Caldwell, we talked about maybe surprises win the NFL this year. Well, one of them I had was the Kansas City Chiefs were not going to win the AFC West this year. The Kansas City Chiefs have started off the season 0 and 2. And to this point, they look like a shell of themselves from these teams that competed with and won multiple Super Bowls over the last few years. There is still plenty of time for the Kansas City Chiefs to figure everything out, but there are some staggering things when you look at this team to this point through 2 games. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes is completing less than 60% of his passes. He is currently averaging 200 and 23 yards passing per game. This was a player who was consistently in the 5,000 yard per season range. If you take Mahomes's rushing ability and his statistical output to this point away from the Chiefs, Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt are currently averaging 3.4 yards per carry. The Chiefs were not necessarily great at running the ball when they were, in their heyday and running at their best as a unit, but they ran the ball well because everyone feared their passing game. Right now, that is not necessarily the case. Hollywood Brown is currently the leading receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs at 8.6 per. Hollywood Brown was a guy in college at Oklahoma, whose whole game was predicated on big playability, went in the first round. Baltimore Ravens was a guy that produced big plays, was always a guy that didn't have a large amount of receptions, but is always a large amount of yards, a large amount of average. So for Hollywood Brown to be your leading receiver, but for only to be for 8.6 yards per reception, it makes me question just what exactly is going on as far as the play calling. He is not the slot receiver that you just continuously feed. This is not a Cooper Cup clone. Hollywood Brown has one basically talent in his bag, and it is his vertical ability. The Chiefs, like many other teams right now, are struggling driving the ball downfield. Still working out some new pieces on the offensive line, and that's understandable. But for the Kansas City Chiefs, this isn't going to be able to just plug it in and run over everybody the way they've done in years in the past. The San Diego Chargers currently playing at this time, trying to go 2-0. The Denver Broncos probably should be 2-0. Yes, it was a penalty, but when do you ever see that penalty called? I'm not trying to say I'm going to chalk this one up as a win, but the Kansas City Chiefs right now are struggling out of the gate. And you hear a lot in football world about maybe the Super Bowl hangover. Yes, we all know the Kansas City Chiefs just lost the Super Bowl last February to the Philadelphia Eagles. But this team has played in the big game numerous times. So it shouldn't be a team that has to deal with the Super Bowl hangover. They have players on this roster that are getting to the point of, when is it going to be over? Travis Kelsey certainly one of those guys. Kelsey is contributing, but a missed opportunity yesterday by him certainly caused a huge turnover that could have been the outcome in what turned out to be a 20-17 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. And the scarier thing for the Kansas City Chiefs is probably on the defensive side of the ball. If you look at the Eagles' numbers and you go deeper into those numbers, Saquon Barkley was not a killer by any means whatsoever. Jalen Hurts was basically beating the Chiefs by a death of 1,000 paper cuts. This Kansas City Chiefs team has warning signs. I felt there were going to be warning signs. That's why I kind of predicted them not to win the AFC West over the summer. I didn't think they were going to be at this level of play currently. The Kansas City Chiefs are on notice, are on watch. They need to improve, and they need to improve quickly. This team cannot go 0-3. This team is already one game behind the Los Angeles Chargers. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs offense need to pick it up and pick it up quickly. I am Jeff Lloyd. This is the Bet Canada channel. Like the video, leave some comments, and of course, subscribe.